Ever felt like somebody was guiding you even though nobody was there? That might not be just your imagination. It could be your spirit guide here. And today we're going to go over 7 clear signs your spirit guide is near you. My name is Jake, and welcome to Spirit Guide Chat. I am going to use my dowsing rods today as going over these 7 signs, and they're not an all-inclusive signs, but these are the top ones that I've experienced and would like to share with everyone, and kind of create this community and discuss more about these types of signs. But I wanted to narrow this down to a top seven list. The first one is sudden chills or tingling sensations, especially when you're alone or thinking about something. I'm sure people can relate to this. I do get chills. I could get shivers, or like a full body shiver, knowing that my spirit guides around, and spirit guides are confirming something or letting me know about something. So as I'm going through this, I'm going to confirm these things that I kind of wrote down beforehand to kind of confirm, or maybe I'm wrong about something, how I um, translate these signs, because this is what it's all about when I use these dowsing rods to communicate with my spirit guides. This helps me confirm or deny or even expand on. So I do have an introduction video. I've already done my blessing beforehand, and it's important that you do at least once a day before you start a practice. Communicating with your spirit guides or speaking with the other side, you always want to have a prayer of protection. It does not have to be specific, just a general prayer of protection that it applies for you. So, can I first, for everyone here, so they know what a yes and no is, can you give me a yes, spirit guides? So this is a yes. Thank you. And thank you is just a reset, typically for me, and a no. Thank you. Okay. Spirit guides, is a sign that you are there, are sudden chills or tingling sensation? And that's a yes. And this, thank you. And this is not just for me. Spirit guides will do this for others too. Is this correct? And that's a yes. That's a pretty widespread swing. Yes. The next thing, which I get a lot for many, many years, are repeating numbers, or sequences of repeating numbers. And this is a classic guide to communication, of getting our attention. This is what they do, because not all of our clairs, like clairvoyance, clairaudio, things like that, are developed or are awakened. And spirit guides are here from birth and are trying to help us. So that this is an important way and method of getting our attention, letting us know, letting us being quiet. And spirit guides, is this true about repeating numbers? Is this another way of getting our attention? Yes. Thank you. In what I was saying before, leading up to that question, was that correct? That's a big yes as well. Now, this next one is something that I've experienced twice. One when I was younger, and one when just recently, actually, is hearing your name when no one's around. Very clearly, when I was younger, I would say I was probably like 12, around that age. Uh, I just got home from a paper route. I was a paper boy, It kind of shows my age. By the way, today is my birthday. So yeah, I came home from my paper route and I heard my name very clearly. I mean, very loud enough that it startled me because I thought somebody was awake. Because typically, it was early morning hours. I could still, when I came home from my paper route, so uh, everybody else in the house was asleep. And I even checked to see if everyone was asleep, and they were. So uh, the other time was more recent, and I have been trying to work with my spirit guides about my clear audience with them. Um, when I've been practicing some of my clairs, I am very strict in my boundaries because um, I don't want to be scared. I don't want to hear voices necessarily in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping. And this thing, when you're practicing, you can't ask your spirit guides to put parameters like, I only want to, if you're working on your clear audience, can you help me with my clear audience when hearing you, but only doing during waking hours, or things like that. Because I mean they're no longer, they're on the other side, so time is irrelevant to them, and it's okay to ask for boundaries. Is that correct, spirit guys? Correct. And you're not offended about when people do boundaries in regards to asking? No, no, they don't. I mean, they understand that we're still alive. We have time references here. We need our sleep and things like that. And they're agreeing with me what I'm saying right now. And spirit guides, can everyone work on their clairaudience? Yes. That's a yes. And is it just simply asking you? No. Because spirit guides are not like fairy godmothers or godfathers. No, they're saying no. So you have to work on exercises as well, besides just asking, correct? Yeah. Okay. And this could be, thank you. And this could be meditation. This could be through prayer, things like that, correct? And this is a yes. They were already saying yes because they were listening and answering as in confirming and not. So even when before I asked, thank you. Even before I even asked, they already knew what I was going to ask. Where I was going. Thank you. Um, the other thing that I commonly feel is a gentle presence, someone watching you, and feeling someone else is there, and that's a common thing as well, correct? And that's a yes, but it's not always the case, and so not every time you feeling that someone's watching you. Sometimes it could just be paranoia or fear that's guiding this feeling. Is that correct? Correct. So it's just sometimes getting to know whether it's just fear or it's legitimately your spirit guides. And they're even confirming this because sometimes, I mean, we all get scared at moments in our lives, and sometimes it's not what it is. It's just simply fear. Number five, we're at number five, by the way, if you're not keeping track. Dreams of a teacher, guide, a mysterious figure. This could be another a way of communication with our spirit guides. I know sometimes when I am so exhausted and I didn't feel like I was like wrestling around, tossing and turning at night. I know it's because I've had discussions with my spirit guides and they've confirmed this. Is this correct, spirit guides? Correct. And this doesn't happen that often, but sometimes I think when things are going, and at least for me, sharing my experience, that if there's a lot of things going on and I'm not discussing about it in my conscious, that my spirit guides will come in my dreams to talk to me about it and discuss options on the subconscious level. And they are a big swing yes on that. Thank you. And is that true with others too, that spirit guides will come to them in people's dreams? And that's a big yes on that. And so keep an eye on your dreams, journal, keep track on things like that. Uh, another thing is a song that may be coming on, signs, or even technology. Maybe a message pops up on your computer that, like, wait a minute, this is something I was just talking about. This is something that I've been worrying about today. I didn't even mention to anybody. These are all signs from our spirit guides giving us maybe a confirmation, a response to something that's been with maybe even a helpful tip. And I didn't even have to ask to confirm this. You can see right now my spirit guides were already confirming this. This is another way, and this is the seventh way of, the sixth way. I lost count. And then the last thing is using tools, using the dowsing rods, using a pendulum, using tarot cards, oracle cards. Those are all tools to help with contacting with spirit guides. Look at how far they're swinging on this. They understand that it is hard for us here to communicate with them. See, they're saying yes, and they're doing as much as they can to help communicate with us. But in order to create a two-way street, we can do things to help with this process, to help us in this life. They're here for you. They're here for me, and it's important that we utilize what we can to help, because it's just going to benefit all of us, mainly us, because this is our lives. And they're smacking my hand. Yes. I would say a bonus tip is something that I alluded to just a second ago, is to keep a journal of what's going on. Also, ask your spirit guides for clarity. Ask them to be clearer, and they're already swinging yes on this, because thank you. I've even asked my spirit guides sometimes, like, was I not clear on this? Or can you make this response a little bit clearer, because I'm not understanding? And they're already swinging a big yes that I've asked this sometimes because it was not being clear. Because sometimes, thank you, sometimes spirit guides think that they're being clear, and they're not to us. They're like, oh, I didn't realize because, and see, here's a big yes. Ooh, I almost lost, that almost flew out of my hand. Because that was a big yes. Thank you. They got all excited about this. They don't know how we're processing things unless we ask. They're and that's a big yes, because I've said this in the previous videos. They're not mind readers, and see, here's the big no. They cannot read your mind. They can give educated guesses because they've known us all of our lives, how we communicate, and can guess where we're going with something. And that's a big yes right now. But they are not mind readers. They cannot read our minds. And that's a big no. Okay? So the more clear we can be, that will be helpful to them, and it can be clearer to us. So to kind of recap, I'm going to go over the list. I have notes here where I kind of like plan out so I don't forget anything for you all, because I want to be helpful. This community that I'm trying to create is trying to give some tips and also, education, because I am a teacher in my background. So I want to spread the things I've learned. So again, number one is sudden chills or tingling sensations. Two is repeating numbers. Three is hearing your name when nobody's around. Four is feeling that gentle presence. Five is dreams of a teacher, guide, a mysterious figure. Six is through music, technology, and then seven is using some tools like Dowson rods, oracle cards, tarot cards, pendulum, things like that. So, and then lastly, there was a bonus tip that I mentioned was to request things to be clearer, request, remembering dreams, and or journaling will be also helpful to you. So, I want to hear back from you all in the community. Have you heard any of these tips? Have you have any other signs that you've experienced that I haven't and I haven't mentioned? Feel free to comment below, and also feel free to comment about any topic that you want to hear. I'm happy to try to fit that into this community on this channel. The more people in this community that I can build, the better it is for everybody, not just on this channel, any of the other channels. So please like, subscribe, and my cadence has been so far Wednesdays and Fridays. So I'll see everyone on Friday. Until then, have a great one.